Hi everyone, my name is Sammy and I talk about human design on my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the 6-2 profile in the profile series. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I know that many people have enjoyed the videos I've done so far, so I'm so honored, and I hope that this can be a continuation of a great place to go to if you're looking to learn more about someone else's profile or your own specific profile. As many of you who've watched my other videos know, I do find profiles to be incredibly fascinating, which is why I do think I spend so much time trying to cultivate these videos, because I want to honor and really embody what every unique profile does have to offer. And I do believe it is so beautiful when we connect our profiles to the type that we are in human design, and how much of a human design I see click for people when they do this. So with that being said, the 6-2 profile, which is the role model and the hermit, of course we're going to have the role model in our conscious part of our design, or the personality, the black part in the chart. You're going to be more aware of this 6th line, which I will go into more in just a second. And then of course the 2, or the hermit, that is going to be more in your design, the red part of your chart, or the subconscious part of your chart, the part that you are possibly less aware of until you bring awareness to that and really get to cultivate and play with that energy. So with that being said, the 6th line is really important that we break that down. If you have a 6th line in your profile, you've probably been told about the 3 phases, or read or listened to a little bit about this. I am going to go into how this works in this profile, so you'll have a good understanding of what they're meaning when they say these 3 phases of life. So your first phase is about 1 till you are 30 years old. So when you're born till you're 30, and that is going to be when the Saturn returns, or right around there. Everyone's a little bit different, so even though I say 1 through 30, you know, it could be 28, 29, 27, it could be 31 or 32. You know, you'll be able to feel, if you have this profile, where you're at on your journey. And I want to say before going further as well, that if you're in your first phase and you feel like you're watching a lot of these videos and it feels very disheartening, feeling like you have so much of life to still go before you have it all figured out, or that the first couple phases are going to be really difficult, I really want you to encourage yourself to have more of an open mind into what this life can bring you, and never put yourself in a box of just because of the way something has been described to you, or because you feel as if that's what's going to happen to you. I think when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure sometimes, instead of seeing the beauty of the journey in which the 6th line constantly walks. So in your first phase, it's almost as if you have a 3rd line. So it's almost as if you're a 3-2 profile. What that means is that your 6th line is going to embody this 3rd line energy. And the 3rd line energy is all about trial and error. So you're literally here to experience a ton of different stuff. I feel like people in this first phase of life, the biggest thing that I can recommend, not that I'm recommending anything, but just can encourage someone to do, is to not get stuck, and to really embrace this idea of trial and error, of working through what works and what doesn't, and being okay with, at the end of the day, letting go everything if that's what needs to happen when you get to be the age of 30. I know that society can make it seem like we're supposed to have everything figured out, we're supposed to have certain things by a certain age, but as human design often has done for many people, is that we all walk a different and unique path. And if this is your profile and you don't have to have it all figured out, I mean, that's a relief off of you, knowing that all of these trial and errors that you've been going through naturally, even before knowing about human design, is so perfect for you. in your own way. I mean, it's so uniquely made for you. You're supposed to experience and embody tons of different stuff. I know in the first 30 years, a lot of times I hear about people who struggle with this idea of perfection, wanting to fit in, wanting to have this cultivated idea of perfection on the outside, even if it's not what they truly want on the inside. And so what I say, if you are in this first phase of life, is to chase after these trial and errors from your own sense of purpose. Do things from your own rooted mind, from this embodiment of curiosity, hopes, dreams, without feeling guilt or shame attached to this feeling of needing to let things go. The second phase is going to be about the age of 30 to 50. It's going to be pretty much until Chiron returns, which your third phase, starts when the Chiron returns, which I just said that. But anyways, the second phase is going to be all about taking a step back and reflecting on everything that you have just done, which to a lot of us who do not have this profile might feel like confusing. I mean, I am a 5-1 profile, and I know that, I feel like I've done a lot and had a lot of times to reflect, but I think because of the way that the 6th line is created, it's amazing to me because they spend the first 30 years of their life literally embodying this trial and error phase. And if they continue to have that trial and error and do not get stuck in one specific way of being, but rather allow themselves to have that open creativity that the 3rd line brings, they are able to then take a step back and really have so much time to become wise about every experience that they created for themselves. And this allows them to get more foundation within them, get more rooted in who they are, understand more fundamental aspects of what they know to be true about themselves. So it's not like you go into this phase and you're unable to have any understanding of who you are or any understanding of the things that you like. There are certain foundational things that are going to reign true to you pretty early on. And there are things that after reflection, you're going to know that you want or you don't want in your life, or where your life is leading you to. I think that the second phase is all about just that reflection and that embodiment of reflection. And then the third phase is, 50 on. And this is basically going to be when you really step into the potential of, not even potential, you step in and tap into that role model aspect of who you are, that 6th line energy. It's when you've started to realize that every experience you've had in life, every trial and error that you've created throughout your life has led you to be able to be a role model naturally to people. It has allowed you to then embody that role model aspect. So in the first phase, you're embodying this trial and error process. The second phase, you're embodying this reflection. And then the third phase, you're literally embodying the identity of this role model from the life experience that you have created and reflected on. And so how does this fit into the second line? So the second line again is going to be more in that design red line aspect of your chart. It's going to be the more subconscious or unconscious aspects of who you are, the parts that you might not fully be aware of, but are always working in the background. So the second line is an amazing combination of the 6th line, because that hermit mode that the second line embodies also comes with this natural ability to have unique gifts that are perfectly designed for you. I would say if you're really new into human design and you do have this profile or any second line in your profile, to really look at the channels on your chart to look more into your gifts to offer this world. But aside from that, this second line is going to be a way for you to kind of go into hermit mode when you do feel like life is getting chaotic, when you do need more reflection, when you need time for yourself. And although it might feel like oh my gosh, the first couple of phases of my life are going to be chaotic, and then all I'm going to want to do is be alone. I mean, that is totally not, I mean, if that's how you feel, then you need to honor that and embody that, because that is who you are. However, that's not what this sixth line and second line together are really cultivating. What it is doing as that second line, as that hermit, is allowing you to have a break from the chaos, to reconnect with your actual energy, that soul essence energy, that energy that is kind of overtaken sometimes by the personality aspect of our chart, so that it can breathe this fresh life and it can kind of lead you in the correct directions, even in the trial and error phase of what you actually want to do. At the beginning of this video, I said that of like the first phase being trial and error. Having time to yourself will allow you to see what trial and error you really want to go towards and which ones that you feel drawn like away from. And it's beautiful because it allows you to have that time to naturally see the gifts that you're able to, I mean, pick up on really quickly, because of that second line, that natural just gift and intuition that is so embedded in that second line. It gives you time to really feel your own energy, be in your own essence, and then you get to take that out with you into the world. So regardless of where you're at, I mean, especially in the second phase of life, like, you get to reflect with that sixth line, but you also get to reflect with that second line. And so by the time you get to be like in an older aspect of your life, or the third phase of your life, I shouldn't say older, but older than the first two phases, you get to really get to utilize those natural gifts and be that embodiment of a role model, while also being able to still take time and reflect on your own, and still be able to process and have that alone time that really makes you uniquely who you are. I know that I did a reading for someone who had this profile, and the one thing I will take away from that reading more than anything was the beautiful remembrance of how much they have always known that they were going to step into this role model aspect. So if you do have this sixth line energy, always remember that it's a natural part of you, and it will naturally come to you to be a role model. It is your unique and utter legacy to live on in that way, because of the life that you've created. And you'll have times when you were even a kid or 6 years old that you'll look back on, and that story could change someone because you had time to reflect and embody that and speak it in the right time to the right person later in your life. And you naturally do this all the time, more than you possibly could ever know. So that is the 6-2 profile, the role model and the hermit. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for your patience in coming with new videos for the profile lines. And if you want to comment below any experiences that you've had as a 6-2 profile, or anything that you would love to add in this loving community space that I want to continue to build and create here, I would be so honored and so humbled to hear. You know, I am only speaking from my own perspective through the 6-2 profile. So if any 6-2 profiles would like to speak of anything that I left out, or anything that they would like to share, I know that that can be incredibly helpful for other people, and I just love to hear your all's experiences. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed, and much love to all of you. Bye.